Oh,
Dad, I thought you'd be at home asleep in bed by now.
well, you know, I was in the area. Thought you might need a ride home. Unless you have plans with Fancy.
Nope. No plans with Fancy tonight, or any other night for that matter.
You two have a fight again?
Yeah, it's more like a parting of ways. She did something that made me realize that we could never click as a couple.
Oh, that's serious.
She asked Alistair to give me a job at Crane Industries.
What?
Yeah. And then she couldn't understand why I was so upset.
Oh, did you tell her?
Well, I tried to, but, you know, to Fancy, when someone has a choice between being rich and being poor, she thinks that they should always be rich, you know, no matter what it costs them. How could Fancy be so completely materialistic? You know, the most important thing to her is money, you know, getting what she wants. No matter how she gets it, as long as Fancy ends up having it.
And you're surprised about this? Come on, it's how she was raised, right? And you knew that before you got involved with her.
Yeah, but, you know, I guess I thought she was different, you know, or at least I hoped she was.
Look, in a lot of ways, I think she is. You have to realize that Fancy Crane comes from a completely different place than you. She's never had to make sacrifices. She's never had to worry about money. Whatever she's ever wanted in her life, she's gotten.
Yeah, well, almost.
Look at it from her perspective. Like, our way of life is just as foreign to Fancy as her life is to you.
Wait, what are you saying?
Maybe it's best that you did find this out now. I mean, Fancy is who you say she is, and money matters most to her, and that without the Crane lifestyle, she wouldn't be happy. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're with the wrong girl. If Fancy really needs money to make her happy, then bottom line, I think you're with the wrong girl.
But, you know, Fancy, she's innocent in a way, you know, and she's smart, and she's funny, and she's always up for an adventure. Of course, with her, it's usually a misadventure. But, you know, I care about her, I do.
I know you do. I see it in your eyes, your smile. Look, I'm not criticizing Fancy, okay? She's not evil like Alistair. But you two are from completely different worlds.
So there's no way it would work, right?
Isn't that what you keep telling me?
Yeah, but I don't know, there's sometimes that I'm with Fancy and I want it to work, you know, so bad, and then other times I get just so frustrated with her, you know, I never want to see her again. So, then what do I do about Fancy? You know, I thought we had agreed to make it on our own, but once Fancy realized what being on her own meant, she went straight to Grampy to give me a high-paying job.
You know, some people would think that would be like winning the lottery.
Oh.
What's so funny?
Well, it's just that before Fancy went to Alistair, she had this watch and she pawned it for big bucks. Only Fancy being Fancy, she didn't keep the cash. She went out and spent it all on lottery tickets.
You're kidding.
Yeah. She was convinced we'd win big and all of our money troubles would be over.
You know, what surprises me is, you know, someone like Fancy being so worldly could be so naive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But it is kind of cute that she was trying to help.
You know, maybe that's why she went to Alistair. I mean, in her own misguided way, you know, she's just trying to help.
Yeah, but for her not to get why that was so wrong, you know?
Well, obviously, you care about Fancy. But you have to ask yourself a question. Are you willing to compromise your beliefs to be with her? And is Fancy willing to compromise hers to be with you?
Spike, you can't tell Daddy I killed those two Johns.
Fine. Mum's the word, then. Just as long as you come back to me where you belong.
I can't do that. I just can't.
Fine. Have it your way.
Hey, wait. Just give me a chance to think, okay?
Jessica, I just came by to say goodnight.
Okay, just a minute.
You need anything before you go to sleep?
No, thanks. I'm fine.
Well, if you need anything, just ask. Jessica, I'm so happy that you're home. I'm so proud of you for taking the first step in turning your life around. I love you so much. And I'm going to do everything I can to help you get through this. To help you get your life back on track.
Thanks, Daddy.
Soon, Spike and everything you did because of him will be just a distant memory. Okay, then. Good night. I'm so happy to have my little girl back again. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, Daddy.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, sweet dreams. Ivy.
Oh, Sam, I wanted to say goodnight before I went home.
I was just upstairs saying goodnight to Jessica.
How's she doing?
Better. You know, I think that she wants to come here to stay. You know, I think she really wants to turn her life around.
Sam, I'm so glad.
Yeah. You know, I love my daughter.
Yeah.
And it just killed me to see her destroying her life the way she was to be with Spike.
I wish things were going that well for Fancy and Noah.
Yeah, I had a long talk with Noah.
I had one with Fancy.
Well, did you make any headway?
I don't know. Maybe I mean, I'd really like to believe that true love conquers all. But Noah is so stubborn, and Fancy is oblivious. I don't know that they'll ever find any common ground.
Well, I hope that they do. If Fancy and Noah are meant to be, and I hope it doesn't take them as long as it took us to realize that we were meant to be together.